Let's restart the whole damn process.
What a time.
To the graves.
Will they take him in?
I can only ask. Will you help me take him over?
Restart the whole damn thing.
For God's sake, hurry.
Hopefully that's fixed it. Jesus Christ. It's not one thing, it's another. WB, lol.
Come seeking help, Mrs. Reed? The fine and dandy Mrs. Reed?
I only ask you, with some charity, take in my baby, Tom.
Wait,
We got nothing to
hold
share
up.
with the son of your husband.
Cut out your tongue, Mr. Graves.
Don't tell me.
Your concern, Mr. Breen, none of it.
I've taken in James.
Has it become,
Bad luck.
How can you talk so selfish?
uh,
For all of us, one problem, all to help
because
each other.
Red White Raven is
Never
not.
alone. When the man who fights the hardest wins his life and life for his family.
How do you turn off,
There's
fucking
still some
turn,
animal hides on the roof of your hut.
turn this shit off for a second. Wah. Sub only chat. Yeah, it might be in sub only chat. Let me fucking fix that. No, get out of here. Twitch. How do you take off on sub only chat? Because I think that's what happened. That might be what's going on. I don't know why it turned to sub only chat. Let's see. Come on. Come on. I fucking hate you. Slow mode, channel mode, scroll only, show mod icons, show moderation icons. Okay. Alright. Chat settings, chat appearance, readable. Okay, alright. Expanded. Oh my god. Followers only chat. Subscribers only chat. Like, turn that off. Okay. Yeah. Right. Try now. Raven, can you type now? Will it let you type? I mean, if it doesn't, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Thing is, I'm still able to send. I just can't be seen. By the way, 4K points willing. Might be on my side. No, we can't see you at all. Yeah, we can't see you at all. Like, I don't know what's going on. Mod. Mod. Red. Red. White. Raven. Nice wings. Omega Owl can. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, there you go. See? There we go. And now we're going to reset this goddamn 20-minute sketch again. Because fuck. I don't know what the fuck was happening. Now I'm
Mr.
confused.
Breen?
You can have some of them you give
Now I'm
me.
confused.
And the silverware you brought.
A foul mind and a foul body.
No fouler than the stink of your own cabin and living like animals.
But you become one.
And then there's a...
I know.
My wife.
I know.
You can have
What's
it.
wrong is that
Penny,
it.
Enough! Shut up! You asked for another thing.
Don't use your sword on me, Raven.
I'll kill you if you ask for another thing.
please, Mr. Breen.
I got all I want. I got all I need.
Monday, January 4th.
It showed it for a second and then it was just gone. I don't know what happened.
May our God of mercy help them. It was difficult for Mrs. Reed to get away from the other children. Friday, January 8th. Wind east. Froze hard last night. Very cold this morning. Mrs. Reed and company came back this morning. Could not find their way on the other side.
But thank you for coming in, guys. I appreciate it. And if you need to go, Heaven, thank you. What? No. What the hell happened? Okay.
To get wood even after the storm broke. There's
For some odd reason, it wouldn't show at all, for no apparent reason, any of Raven stuff. It literally just, anytime that Raven typed, we were like, oh goodness, is anybody else typing? Is all these other things? So we were literally like just here for about 5 minutes, just being like, oh no, shit, oh. Raven, like, I got a Discord message and everything from Raven, and it's like, oh no! So, I feel real bad for Raven and stuff like that. She's real awesome and sweet, and it's not cool. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? So I'm ranting now at Twitch. How dare they? Yes. Yes. Yes, a rant. So fuck you, Twitch. Fuck you in a big way. How could you do that to us? How could that happen to Raven? Chai, I've been tossing you the first 4K, and the other 4K will come tomorrow when I'm allowed in next stream for the bird. And if you want, I have 4K to add to 20 minutes to Adela. All the love. Is the Raven pink? No, the Raven is Phoenix Raven. So the Raven is a Phoenix Raven. Do I literally have it set for only one per stream? I think I do. I think I know why. There are people that would literally be wait for it and just be like, well, this is your stream now. There are those people. And I was like, why did I do that? Oh yeah, I know why I do that. People are fucks. Well, the Raven looks awesome thus far. Omega, I can into your stream last night just as you were finishing, lol. Yeah, come on, Omega. You know when people come into your stream, you need to last for more than a minute. Come on. Omega, it's all your fault. It was all your fault. How could you? I'm kidding, of course, but
Little energy for much but sitting.
I hate you. I hate you, YouTube.
Saturday, 23rd. Blew hard and snowed all night.
It was a long
Storm we
stream.
experienced this winter. The sun came out a while. No sign of any game. No birds. No Indians. Even they leave us to our fate. January 31st. Landrum Murphy died. The sun don't shine out brilliant this morning, and it froze pretty hard last night.
We all love your sketches, Omega Al.
47. We sat in our cabin. The hides was rotting from the heat inside and snow on top of them. But even those we boil and eat. We hear from the Donnas up the trail. Old Jacob Donna is dying. Many were dying.
Patrick, how long can we last?
Not long if all we talk of is death. What was that? Something's happened.
Gone mad? Have some gone mad?
Oh, no, I think it's more.
Are we saved? Oh, God, dear God, are we saved?
Are you an angel or are you real? We're real.
I didn't get much further last night than you starting on the horse before I fell asleep. But it looked amazing with the line art. You got drawn up.
God forgive us, the man we cast out.
You brought food. Some flour, some salt. We had to leave a lot behind.
Enough to get us over the mountain?
How many are there?
Maybe 40, including children.
Well, don't you know for sure?
Every night there's less. We hardly see each other for days at a
Keep that
time.
man away from the pack. You'll kill yourself if you eat too much. Put a guard on the food. We'll give out what we can.
Not all of it.
There's got to be enough left to go back.
How many?
Maybe 20 of us.
Not all of us?
Well, all of us go. None of us will make it.
24 went with the brave 7 men. We were left with no more food than we had when they came. And those who were left moved into only 2 cabins. We lived like animals then. We was little more. March 13th. Now I remember the day by counting it out, but I hardly knew then.
I can't stand the filth, the smell.
We'll freeze if we go outside.
Build a fire on the snow.
If the others help, we can.
At least
Yes.
not to live in a room with the dead.
We come from built-up country and cities. We didn't know that to build a fire on snow, you gotta cross tree trunks and put the fire on them.
Oh man.
We built it on
Should I
snow.
share what I did
Got a well
yesterday?
with the
Ah, that's what
snow.
this
We all
was.
down to it.
I didn't understand where the yes was
Too
coming
weak
from.
the wet ground, too sick to care. At least it protected us from the wind. 14 of us was all that was left alive. My wife Peggy, Mrs. Graves, and her baby.
What did you have there? No, nothing. Nothing. You hid something under your shawl. I didn't hide anything. You put something to your mouth.
No, You got some food. You've been holding out some food.
Go back, Peggy. Leave her be.
I won't. Under her shawl.
No, stop. Stop now.
Give it back. Give it. Mama, that's my baby.
It's only a bleached out bone, Peggy.
She ate all that was on it. She ate.
Don't, Mrs. Graves, don't.
She held out.
It was only an empty bone. Been boiled over and over.
Held out.
An empty bone.
Held out.
Empty.
Raven, I hope you like this.
Mrs. Graves' baby died that night, and in the morning, her 5-year-old son. Life went from her altogether. She died by the time the sky was light. We did not have energy to take them out of the pit because we didn't have no energy to get out ourselves. There was 11 left. Close to 90 started. Half died. And on the 6th day in that cave,
Oh, yeah.
snow in the ground,
Yee.
sitting like animals in the mud, not caring or even hearing.
I can't pray.
Don't
No more.
say that.
I can't even remember my prayers.
They come back. Call. I gotta call them. Help.
Hey, you're so talented and awesome artist. Yeah. Hello, hello.
Up.
The damn you, Bono. You SOB. Hee hee. And you have been improving quite nicely as well. Yeah.
They'll go. And not here.
Have you been? Yeah, I want to see some of your drawings, Heaven. Come on, show it to me. Don't hold out. I want to see.
Maybe if we all
Yeah, show
try to
everybody. Show me your art.
shout to them. Come on.
I love seeing people's art.
Hear it? Come over there. Come on. Here. Down here in this hole. Oh, no. We'll take you out. Don't worry. We'll take you out.
We'll take you out.
We lived in that place 5 months. We left the camp. We will never forget. Some of us were selfish. We will never forget that no matter what we done that was wrong, a lot of us tried to be decent. I done what I was able. I done what was the most any man could. April 1847.
Don't hold down on me, Heaven. You know I want to see it. I will post some in the Discord when I get home. My art is very different from you guys' style. Lol. I know. We all know that. We're not asking for you to look exactly like ours.
Plants from coast to coast, where Autolite makes over 400 products for cars, trucks, tractors, planes, boats, and...
I don't expect
These
anyone
products
to look
include
like mine.
horns, bumpers, recording thermometers, and batteries such as the famous Autolite Stay Full, ignition-engineered Autolite spark plug.
Yeah,
standard
your
and
art
resistor
style
type,
is
voltage
valuable.
regulators, wire and battery cable,
Just like
Autolite
Omega
electric
Owl.
beam units, and Autolite original service parts for all Autolite electrical systems.
Especially that it's
Autolite
for
is
your
proud to
children.
serve the
Yeah,
greatest
different styles
names
is
in the
best styles
industry.
to watch.
So,
It's the
from
ones that...
bumper to tail light,
Heaven,
we're
you're
always
drawing
right
for
with
your
Autolite.
kids?
Next
Ah!
week, a true story taken from Captain Walter Carey's
Heaven.
report, Korea. The facts concerning the mine-clearing operations in Wonsan Harbor. Needle in the haystack. Our star, Mr. William Holden. Next
Yeah.
week on...
Because I see another world. And another method creating. One that I'd possibly never think of myself. It's like the fascination with another language.
By Arthur Ross. Featured in tonight's cast were Paula Winslow, Mary Lansing,
Oh shit! I have 4 minutes to fuck around on this picture.
Edmund O'Brien may soon be
Guys,
seen in the
I have
Bigelow,
4
starring
minutes to
Joan
fuck
Fontaine
around.
and Ida Lupino.
And remember next week, Mr. William Holden in Needle in the Haystack.
I have 4 minutes to fuck around.
You can
Because
buy
basically
Autolite
the
main-full
damn
batteries,
thing's
Autolite
done.
standard or resistor-type spark plugs, and Autolite original service parts at your neighborhood Autolite dealers. Switch to Autolite. Good night.
Oh yeah.
This is the CBS Radio Network.
There you go, Raven. Red, white, Raven. There you go. What do you think? That what you were thinking?
98,000 dealers.
Yeah.
Moorhead in tonight's presentation of Suspense.
Tonight, Autolite presents the first radio
Yeah.
amazing human documents ever written. The personal diary of Emily
Yeah, I do.
Woodbridge, which she
Everyone
called
draws in their
the
own
Wreck of the
way.
Maid
We
of
can
Athens.
influence each
Our
other
star,
and
the first
such,
lady
but
of
we
suspense,
shouldn't
Miss Agnes
copy
Moorehead.
another style unless we want to study. Yeah, I do most of it for him and a couple of bits for streamers.
Buying a magazine,
Oh,
I see.
Yes, sure, Harlow.
Well, why not take this one?
Oh, no, thanks.
Yeah.
Everyone with his own taste, you know, Harlow.
In buying magazines, yes, Hap. But in replacing electrical system parts for your car, definitely
and
no.
there we
For
go.
example,
Look
many
at
leading
that.
makes of our finest cars have Autolite electrical systems as original equipment, right?
Right.
But if replacements are needed, do
Yeah.
the owners of those Autolite-equipped cars insist on Autolite original service parts exactly the same as those specified by the car manufacturer?
20 minutes.
They're sure taking a big chance with a big investment, Harlow.
They sure are, Hap, because Autolite original service parts meet the
Yeah.
electrical specifications of the car manufacturers. And they know what's best
Look,
for
it
their
takes
cars.
time.
So, friends, insist
Now,
on and be sure
I'ma
you get
say
all
hold
Autolite
off on
original
that.
service parts for your Autolite-equipped car.
As well as
See your
blend
car
between the
dealer
colors
or
and the
your
light.
dealer
Yeah,
handling
it's
Autolite
real
original
easy.
service parts.
It's real fun
And
once you
remember,
get, yeah,
from
once you
bumper to
get
tail
used
light,
to it.
You're always right.
You'll be surprised how easy it is for you. But the biggest thing is that I don't want to redo. The biggest thing about this sketch is that if you redeem it again, I'd rather start on a new sketch and do something different instead of work on this again. That's the biggest thing, is that maybe that should be a rule of like, if you want me to finish the sketch, yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll do it later. But like, I personally wanna work on a new sketch when I do these 20 minutes. But yeah, I think that's good for now.
With Autolite.
And now, Autolite
See, I'm-
presents Emily Wooldridge's The Wreck of the Maid of Athens, starring Miss Agnes Moorehead, hoping once again to keep you in suspense. "84 years ago tonight, there sailed from the
All
port
right.
of London the brigantine Maid of Athens.
Yeah, and if you guys have points, use them. I want to do stuff like this for you guys. You guys are incredible. I love you guys for even coming in and saying hey. Like, it's awesome. And god damn it, piece of fucking motherfucking This is why I can never be a family-friendly streamer.
He was trying to free the port lifeboats. We can't go after them. Those boats are jammed. We'll never use them.
Very well. Tell the rest of the men to come here. We'll have to abandon ship as quickly as possible. Perhaps the most terrible thing of all was the fact that there wasn't room in the lifeboats for all the men. Always in my memory will live the picture of those who fought to live and who died so hopelessly in those cold seas. A scene of fearful desolation. Great waves seemed to swallow in their troughs our two surviving lifeboats. And when we were lifted to their crests, the sight of the burning ship met our eyes. The gallant maid of Athens. She seemed to me the loneliest thing I'd ever seen as we deserted her. Looking the other way by the grace of Providence, we could see a low fringe of land on the horizon. My husband took this to be the island of San Carlo and perhaps our salvation.
What hedgehog?
But when we arrived near the shore, we found that instead of safety, we had run on even greater danger. And
I posted a couple pics of the to the Discord that I had on my phone, lol. Let's see them. Let's go. Let us go. Blam. Art. Ah! 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 Oh! Guys, not gonna force you to go to the Discord, but super cute pictures. But I don't know what you're talking about hedgehog. Ah! I didn't break. I haven't broken.
Except for the vision of a wave towering over us, high as a mountain.
I'm still here.
I have no memory of coming ashore. As though awaking, no, not quite awaking,
Let's
from a
see.
nightmare, I saw a boat overturned on a tiny strip of sand. I saw my husband and the men who had survived, and I saw the bodies of those from the second boat.
Yeah.
My husband was pulling the last of these from the angry surf. Then he was bending over
Aw.
where I lay.
Yeah. I feel like it borrows a lot from comic book styles and all that.
And you?
And personally love it.
But the poor devils in there.
I love your style, Mega Al.
Besides us, there are only 4 left now. Hayward, Oates, Roberts, and old Rawson. There was nothing I could do to save the others.
Of course there wasn't. Everyone knows you did everything you could do.
I hope so. Can you stand up?
I was just making sure my...
Oh, Dick, do the rest of us have a chance?
Alright.
A very good chance.
Back to the stream.
Come along.
Come on, guys. You guys are too adorable. You guys are the most adorable people in the world.
He and the others have been talking. We'd like a word with you, if you don't mind.
Oh, of course. What is it?
We've lost a number of our chums, as you well know.
Oh, I do know, Lawson. I'm terribly sorry.
Not much good being sorry, is it? Not going to help any of the poor blokes, is it?
Well, just what do you mean, Lawson? I feel our losses greatly, if not greater than you do. Now, what do you mean?
The way we've been talking, easy to say how sorry you are after the damage is done, but what we want to know is why wasn't something done to prevent it from happening?
I don't think I quite understand you. Every precaution was taken in London. The cargo and the loading was well supervised. You all know that.
Then why did the ship catch fire?
I don't know.
Nobody said nothing to us about a cargo that would catch fire.
It was not a dangerous cargo, Hayward.
Then why did it catch fire?
I've told you I don't know. Under given circumstances, the most peaceful voyage can go wrong.
What circumstances, Captain? It's only decent to place the blame when you've lost as many chums as we have. A fine lot they were.
Now listen to me, men. Talk like this won't do any good. I'll admit we've had more than our share of bad luck.
Well, you'll say aye to that.
But we 6 were spared. And if we are to survive, we've got to work together.
It won't be any more than survival on this filthy island. We haven't got food stores for a week, and I'll wager it doesn't see a ship once a year.
Well, we won't wait to be found by a ship. Now, the mainland of South America is a bit more than 300 miles west. I have the navigational instruments to get us there, if we can repair the boat.
Oh, maybe it's not so bad as you thought it was, Lawson. It's bad enough. We'll have to be lucky to live to tell of it.
It won't be easy, but it is possible. And I can't stress the importance of speed strongly enough. There are two reasons. One is scarcity of food.
And
The other
also,
is more important. We're
keep
approaching
me
the storm
informed,
season.
guys.
And when it arrives, the gales are almost constant.
Aye.
I don't know what's going on.
That's a fact.
We shall be all right if we work quickly. We can repair the boat in, say, 4 days and launch it without accident. I have every confidence that we'll be on our way to safety and home.
Darkness fell as Lawson and the others buried the dead. A thick fog settled on the island, and in spite of exhaustion, the dampness and cold made sleep out of the question. We spent the night huddled over fires, one for the crew and one for my husband and me. We were separated from the men by only a few paces, and although nothing further was said, there was a tension between the two groups.
It's not really a group, lady. It's just you and your husband, but okay.
The next morning, my husband set the men to work on the boat where her planks had been battered on the rocks, and he set out to search the island, hoping to find a beach better suited to launching through the surf. No sooner had he disappeared than Lawson, a sullen, unpleasant man from the start of the voyage, walked toward me, and behind I could see the other men leaving their work to follow him.
I trust you spent the night counting your blessings, Mrs. Woolridge.
Why, I'm thankful to be alive, as we all should be.
Then did you give a thought to the poor boys, what went down? And then we buried?
Of course. My husband told you men to repair the boat. Why aren't you doing it?
We want you to hear what we have to say.
Well, what do you want with me? What is it?
The day you stepped aboard in London, I said there was going to be trouble. I told the boys, the one that's dead and gone now, a woman at sea is a deadly thing. I told them.
We didn't have
Whoa.
There's
Whoa.
no truth in it.
Guys.
It's a suspicion.
Aye, and one with some meaning behind it. Do you know the history of the Maid of Athens? Yeah, well, I do. 42 voyages she had. 42, not a sea she hadn't crossed through fair weather and foul. And she never carried a woman until you came aboard.
What do you say to that?
Well, it doesn't mean anything.
It does. We got more proof on our
Oh,
side than you have. We saw the ship.
I have to go fully now.
Listen to this. I've sailed for 30
Have a great
years.
rest
Good
of your
fortune all the
stream.
way. That is until this
And
trip.
love to all the
How do you answer
community.
that?
You are amazing. Oh, thank you, Heaven. You're incredible.
You're acting like children.
Children, you say?
I do hope to see you
should be
later.
speaking of
You
the
have a
poor
great
fatherless
day
children that
now.
went down, made orphans by a fire that nobody can explain.
Take care.
The
Yeah.
rest of you, listen to me. There's no one to blame. When you're carrying cotton, and if it gets damp, sometimes the weight of it causes pressure
Yeah.
and friction
Heaven's
and,
too
and
cool.
fires start. It
Heaven's
happened
too
before.
cool.
I don't
For
know, but it does
school.
happen. My husband told me it did.
Any of you chums ever hear of anything like that? The fire starting because
God
cotton
damn it.
is wet.
In 12 years at sea, I never did.
Wake up.
It happened
Just
because
a little
woman
bit.
at sea is a
I
deadly
at least
thing.
have to stream an hour.
That's not true.
Can you prove that it's not?
I need to go and get lunch in a moment, so I'm also gonna mostly lurk a tad and might not return. It's
I would take that
okay.
as your confession. Hey, lad?
And good luck with whatever you are gonna do. Oh,
You brought us this trouble and we
yeah.
all know it.
Got family over in a
Nothing you can say to change
hour
our
and a
mind. And
half.
that goes for what you might say
Okay.
to your husband, too.
Hope you enjoy
Good
their
day, Mrs.
company.
Woolridge.
Yeah.
Come on, lad.
I hope you all are amazing, and if you gotta go, that's okay. I appreciate you
Quite
guys.
obviously, there was an
I appreciate
unspoken threat
everybody
in their
that
words.
comes in and says,
Although
hey,
I hoped that I had maintained
good
my
enough.
composure in front of them, I was frightened.
better than nothing.
Considering the problems already weighing upon my husband, it was my play to keep this fear to myself. But when he returned, my will weakened, and I told him about it.
My dear, you mustn't let it trouble you. As you told them, they are like children. What they think today will be forgotten tomorrow.
But I can't forget their faces. They hated me.
No. They only thought they did. Well, they must have something to hate because of the situation we're in. Remember, before it was me they blamed?
I suppose you're right. I suppose I'm silly to be frightened, but... Oh, please, Dick, don't leave me alone with them again.
I hope I won't have to. But if I do mind to have courage and know that although they are simple in their logic, they are good seamen and are very important to us.
His words did give me courage. The men were important to him as seamen. When he said that, I realized that he was more important to them because he was the only one who could set us on a course that would take us to safety. He was the only one who could navigate. With his importance to them, surely the men would do nothing to me. Well, that is what I hopefully thought. But I could not forget the expressions of hate on the faces of the four men as I stood before them.
Autolite is bringing you Miss Agnes Moorehead in Emily Wooldridge's The Wreck of the Maid of Athens. Tonight's presentation in radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense.
Say, Hap, if a reader asked for a sports magazine, would he let the man substitute detective stories?
Well, of course not, Harlow.
Yet many magazine readers will stand for substitute parts in the vital electrical system of their Autolite-equipped cars.
But why, Harlow?
Well, Hap, I guess it's because readers can easily see what's inside the cover of a magazine, but not what's under the hood of the car.
Oh, but it's simple, Harlow. Just insist on Autolite original service parts for your Autolite-equipped car. And then you can't go wrong.
Right you are, Hap. Autolite original service parts meet the exact specifications of leading car manufacturers who specify Autolite electrical systems as original equipment. That means they fit and work as a balanced team with the rest of the electrical system to give you the smoothest performance money can buy.
But
You
Omega
don't take
L, if
substitutes
you're
in
still
magazines,
there,
so why take them for your car?
Yes, friends.
I
be
hope
sure
you're
you get
doing
what's
good.
best for your Autolite-equipped car.
I hope
Be
your
your car
stream's been
dealer
going well.
or your dealer handling Autolite original service parts. And remember, from bumper to tail light, you're always right with Autolite.
And now, Autolite brings back to our Hollywood soundstage Miss Agnes Moorehead in Elliot Lewis's production of Emily Wooldridge's The Wreck of the Maid of Athens. A true story, well calculated to keep you in suspense.
Oh, that's good. At least you're doing well. That's all we can ask for.
Thinking back to my meeting with Lawson and the men, it was impossible for me to
I'm
understand
having a
how they could be
grand
so
old
blind.
time.
No one remembers
I had to
the
wait
cross
till my
trials
fucking
in Salem and the
internet
burning of
came
witches in
back. I
Europe.
couldn't stream
Then
until
one realizes
right
that
now.
humans have
And I'm
often
like,
used
I'm
demons as
streaming for a little bit
superstition
and
for no
then
reasonable
I
cause
gotta
for
go to
situations
bed.
unfound.
So it's gonna be a very short stream, like an hour of streaming, but that's okay.
As the work on the boat continued, it became my responsibility to add to our meager larder. With some rough hooks fashioned by my husband and some stout cordage secured to the rocks, I fished. Although I checked these set lines often, even at night when sleep was impossible, the results were disappointing. I thought it possible that the attitudes of the men would soften toward me because of my efforts to better conditions, but there were no indications that this change was taking place, only dark, accusing looks. One, Hayward, the youngest of them, seemed less hateful than the others. He averted his eyes when I looked at him. That evening of the second day, Lawson paid a visit on my husband. A visit that made my fears all the more real.
Top of the evening to you, Captain.
Thank you, Lawson.
Mrs. Wooldridge.
Good evening.
Although the top of the evening ain't worth anything on this rotten wet island, I hope you don't mind my coming, sir.
Of course not, Lawson. What is it?
Are you satisfied with the way the work is going, sir?
Yes, I am more than satisfied. To be quite honest, considering the mood you men were in the day we arrived, I expected trouble. I'm thankful that there hasn't been any.
A bit upset we were losing all those chums. But it's survival of the fittest, I suppose. When do you think we'll be ready to leave?
I should say it would depend on the surf. Oh, the boat should be fit day after tomorrow. But if the surf is heavy, we won't be able to launch safely here, and we'll have to move to the other beach. That would take a day.
The fourth day, then?
Yes, I should say so, barring any trouble, that is.
Yes, sir. Now, I wouldn't want you to think that I'm expecting anything bad to happen, sir. It was the boys that asked me to talk to you about this.
About what?
The way they feel, sir. Well, we're all in this together, everybody equal, taking the same chances.
Yes, that's right.
Going through that surf and trying to make the crossing to the mainland. Anything might happen to any one of us.
Yes, that's true, too.
Well, what the boys mean, sir, is that right now everybody's not quite equal. And that's because you're the only one who can keep us on course once we start.
I suppose I am, yes.
Yeah. Well, now, I repeat, we aren't looking for anything bad to happen, but suppose it did. To you. Then where would the rest of us be? What with 300 miles of ocean to cross and none of us knowing how to keep us on a course?
I see. You want me to teach you navigation?
No.
Emily.
Not just me, sir. All of us.
No, don't do it.
What's come over you, my dear?
Well, they're up to something.
I don't know what's upset you, Mrs. Woolridge. We're thinking of you, too. The captain wouldn't want you to drift about until you died of thirst in case something happens to him. Right, sir?
Well, that's quite right. But I'll tell you what upset Mrs. Woolridge. Perhaps we can straighten it out. You told her she was to blame for our misfortune merely because she was aboard. It's a ridiculous thing for you to say, and it frightened us.
Well, some of the chums got to talking about it, and they got a bit excited.
It wasn't the other men. It was you.
I only said what they told me to, Mrs. Woolridge, and I'm sorry that I did. None of us...
Has there been any more conversation about it?
Oh, no, sir, no. The only thing they talk about now is getting home. I don't suppose we're much for brains, sir, but do you think we could learn navigation?
Oh, at least enough to reach the coast. Then one could feel his way until he reached a port. We'll have the first lesson tonight.
Thank you, sir. The boys will be pleased to hear this.
I'll be with you in a moment, sir.
Night, Mrs. Woolridge.
Oh, please, Dick. Please don't teach them. If you do, you won't be important to them any longer. They'll be in control. I know that that's what they want. They're evil men. They're capable of anything. What if they left us here?
Oh, Emily, stop it. Stop it. Oh, in a situation like this, we must be realistic. It's for the good of all that the men should learn to navigate.
My husband returned an hour later, quite pleased with the spirit of the men and the progress they had made during their first lesson. I tried to match his confidence with my own, but the next day that became impossible. There was no mistaking the hate for me in the faces of the men when my husband was not present. But he had no chance to realize this because the expressions changed when he appeared. The men took on a rough good humor and an enthusiasm for their work and the future that completely beguiled him. At times I doubted my reason, but at others I was sure that I didn't imagine this purposeful change of attitude. Then during the afternoon, I was able to speak with Hayward, the one I hoped felt less strongly toward me. He was on his way to the spring that supplied our water when I was able to meet him alone.
Mrs. Woolridge, what are you doing here?
I wanted to talk to you.
I don't want to talk to you. I've got nothing to say.
Why did Lawson lie to my husband and me?
I don't know what you mean.
He told us last night that you men didn't blame me for what happened.
Well, we don't.
That you realized how ridiculous the things were that you said to me the first day. That I was the cause...
That's right.
So then why do you hate me?
Hate you? We don't, Mrs. Woolridge.
The expressions on your faces when my husband isn't there couldn't mean anything else. What is it? What are you thinking?
You must be mistaken, Mrs. Woolridge. All we talk about is getting home.
That's what Lawson told you to say if you had to talk to me, isn't it?
I don't know what you mean.
He said the same thing last night in the same words. But he was lying, wasn't he, just like you are?
You've got no reason to say that, Mrs. Woolridge. I don't know what we'd want to lie about.
About what your plans are.
Plans? Why, to get home as quick as we can. Isn't that what you planned?
You're lying to me.
But, Mrs. Woolridge, why should you say that?
That's not what you're thinking. What are your plans?
What I told you. To go home.
You're lying to me. I can tell from your face.
It's been a trying experience, Mrs. Woolridge. Perhaps your mind is playing tricks. I don't know what else could upset you like this.
Final repairs on the boat were completed that day, and all of the next was consumed in moving it to the safer beach. The surf was not as high as the shore was protected by a curve of reef from which I cast my set lines. The crashing waves caused terrible currents, and the frightening prospect of maneuvering a boat through them was real enough to keep my mind clear of my other fears, which seemed to have no basis at the moment. At nightfall, I was huddled close to our fire as my husband awoke from a short nap.
Oh. How long have I slept?
No more than an hour.
Seemed like days. I will sleep days once I get into bed again. Luxury that'll be, eh?
Oh, I hope everything will be all right tomorrow with the crossing.
No reason it shouldn't be. Stout boat. We're with the prevailing wind.
No, you don't have to make it sound easy for me, you know. Just tell me if there's a good chance of reaching safety.
There's a very good chance, Emily.
Oh.
And I must say that I'm happy to see your mood improved. Morale will be most important when we're at sea.
I'll help the best I can.
I know you will, my dear.
Oh, Captain!
Oh, Lawson, yes. What is it?
I hope you don't mind the boys are a bit uneasy tonight. They asked me to come.
Anything wrong?
Nothing special, sir. They wonder if you could tell them where we'll land. Roughly, that is. They wanted me to ask if you'd talk to them for a bit.
Suppose they are uneasy. Yes, I'll have a word with them.
Oh, they'd like that, sir. You know, myself, I'm not troubled. I say it's in the lap of the gods, so while you go to see them, I think I'll have a look at the beach again, see how the surf is running.
I think that'd be a good idea. Let me know how the currents are crossing, will you?
Aye, sir.
Well, I'll be back in a few minutes.
No, don't leave
Only a few moments, Emily, dear. Now, you try to rest.
All right, Mrs. Woolridge.
What are you going to do?
Nothing, Mrs. Woolridge. But you, time to tend your set lines out on the surf. I think I'll go with you in case you have an accident on those slippery rocks in the dark.
No, I'm going to do it in the morning.
You've done it before at night. You killed enough men, and now it's an eye for an eye.
I haven't killed anybody. You're insane. My husband...
You'll kill him if you call for him. The boys are ready to take care of him if you do. We don't need him anymore.
Oh, I knew.
It's all up to you, Mrs. Woolridge. Ain't fair of you to risk us all when a slip off the reef will save us.
I won't shout.
Come along, then. We've seen what a woman at sea brings about, but it won't happen again in the small boat.
Do you have to do this? Won't you admit that you're wrong, that superstitions are baseless, and that you've nothing to fear about my going with you?
We've seen what happens. And what you see is proof. We'll talk no more about it.
No, you can't do that.
Captain, let her go!
Everything's all right. But thank heaven the other men were more human than Lawson. They let him lead them until the night. But they couldn't justify murder and told me what he planned to do.
After 3 weeks, the 5 survivors of the Maid of Athens reached the port of Stanley in the Falklands. As Emily Wooldridge stated it in her chronicle, in time to hear of the death of Charles Dickens, a sorrowful landfall after all our trials. Suspense. Presented by Autolite. Tonight's star, Miss Agnes Moorehead.
This is Harlow Wilcox speaking for Autolite, the world's largest independent manufacturer of automotive electrical equipment. In 28 plants from coast to coast, Autolite makes over 400 products for cars, trucks, tractors, planes, boats, and industry. These products include bumpers, die castings, industrial thermometers, and batteries, such as the famous Autolite Stay-Full, ignition-engineered Autolite spark plugs, both standard and resistor types, voltage regulators, wire and battery cable, Autolite bullseye seal beam units, and Autolite original service parts for all Autolite electrical systems. Autolite is proud to serve the greatest names in the industry. So, from bumper to tail light, you're always right with Autolite.
Next week, we bring to life one of the most famous detectives in literature as we dramatize E.C. Bentley's classic novel of deduction, Trent's Last Case. Our star, Mr. Ronald Coleman. That's next week on Suspense.
Just a bit.
Suspense is produced and directed by Elliot Lewis. The music composed by Lucian Morowick and conducted by Lud Gluskin. Emily Wooldridge's The Wreck of the Maid of Athens was adapted for Suspense by Gil Dowd. In tonight's story, Joseph Kearns was heard as Captain Wooldridge and Ben Wright as Lawson. Featured in the cast were Larry Thor, Richard Peel, and Jack Crucian.
Agnes Moorehead may soon be seen in the Universal International picture Magnificent Obsession.
And remember, next week, Mr. Ronald Coleman in Trent's Last Case.
Something like that.
You can buy Autolite original service parts, Autolite standard or resistor type spark plugs, and Autolite stay full batteries at your neighborhood Autolite dealers. Switch to Autolite. Good night.
This is the CBS Radio Network. Autolite and its 98,000 dealers bring you Mr. Cornell Wilde in tonight's presentation of Suspense.
Tonight, Autolite combines fact and fiction. The fact, the murder of Mary Cecilia Rogers in New York City. The fiction, Edgar Allan Poe's solution of that crime, which he called The Mystery of Marie Roget. Our star, Mr. Cornell Wilde.
You seen any engines around Harlow?
Engines, Sheriff? Why, I've seen thousands of engines, all equipped with Autolite stay-full batteries for purring, powerful, and pleasing starts in all kinds of weather.
Well, these engines are off the reservation. And
there are no reservations about an Autolite stay-full battery. It states right on the case, needs water only 3 times a year in normal car use.
well, these engines didn't like life on the reservation.
Life? Why, the Autolite stay-full battery has long life. Fiberglass retaining mats protect the power of every positive plate to reduce shedding and flaking and give that Autolite stay-full longer life, as proved by tests conducted according to accepted life cycle standards. To quickly locate your nearest Autolite battery dealer who services all makes of batteries, just call Western Union by number and ask for Operator 25.
I'll tell you where you can get an Autolite stay full. The battery that needs water only 3 times a year in normal car use.
And remember, from bumper to tail light, you're always right with Autolite.
Mary Cecilia Rogers was murdered in the vicinity of New York City in the summer of 1842. It was still an unsolved crime in November when The Mystery of Marie Roget was published. The author, Edgar Allan Poe. It paralleled in every essential detail the murder of Mary Rogers. Poe wrote it far from the scene of the atrocity, with only the newspaper reports of the day. Nevertheless, the subsequent confession connected with the murder of Mary Rogers confirmed not only the killer named by Poe, but all the chief details by which he arrived at his identification. And now, Autolite.
Everybody's so incredible and amazing. Even if you don't stay, you guys are awesome.
Hoping once again to keep you in suspense.
Yeah.
Good evening. My name is Dupin. I should like to extend an invitation. Regard first, a certain event which truly occurred in New York City on a warm summer night in 1842. Secondly, I invite you to employ your imagination and displace that same event intact with all of the essential facts to a cobbled Old World Paris, on an identical, warm and fragrant summer night in the same year. Lastly, and most interesting, I should like to invite you to attend that event. It is a murder. The general design and mental character of the atrocity, indeed, the first knowledge of its occurrence, came to my attention on Wednesday night, the 25th day of June. Who is the prefect of police?
I am, monsieur. Dupin?
Yes, monsieur.
Oh, thank you for coming, monsieur. I wasn't certain my messenger would find you. This way, monsieur.
Please.
Andre, the lantern for Monsieur Dupin.
Mm-hmm. She died harshly.
Yes. Beaten, choked, drowned. Oh, yes, quite harshly. Yeah.
She was beautiful, monsieur.
Once, perhaps, yes.
Still, Mademoiselle what? In life she had a name, in death she must also have a name. Any of you?
I have asked monsieur, but none of them know her.
She's coming along.
But her clothes and jewels say she was known Dupin. Good clothes, torn and disordered in her terrible struggle, but good. And the jewelry, not expensive, but tasteful. This woman, in my opinion, Dupin, was known.
And loved, Monsieur the Prefect.
No doubt. Dupin, this is why I sent for you. I've been through these things before. The newspapers will write stories, the reporters will make conjecture. Although there is no name for her now, there will eventually be a name. And then, monsieur, I will be called upon to produce her assassins. There is so little to go on. The eyes of the public will be upon me, and my honor is at stake.
And my honor too, monsieur, if I am involved in the investigation.
Dupin, listen. There is a fund at the prefecture, a sizable fund which I am authorized to use when circumstances arise. For your services, I am willing to make a direct and liberal proposition. Dupin, you will help me find the answer to this woman's death?
I cannot refuse.
No foam about the mouth, as in the case of the merely drowned, monsieur. Here, bruises, impressions of fingers. It was a strangulation by hand and by this cord, monsieur.
Yes. Doctor?
Yes, Dupin?
An ingenious knot in that cord, don't you think? Now, this is a slip knot. A sailor's knot.
Sailor's knot. She was found in water. Why did she die, monsieur?
For her beauty, perhaps. For her love. Her hate. It was Sunday. Observe, Doctor. There are no marks to prove she was weighted and then shaken loose. Yes, she quit life on Sunday. Murdered in the dark. Thrown into the river. Unweighted. Monday, Tuesday, she remained, as a corpse will, on the bottom. And then on the third day, tonight, as a corpse will, she rose, and the fishermen saw her.
It is the way of corpses violently made so.
Not only violent, but quick. Near the riverbank, somewhere. For what assassins could carry a burden like this, long undiscovered?
From a dark bridge, perhaps?
No. Too much light and people. There had to be a boat, Doctor. If she was dropped from a bridge, or pushed in from the shore, the current might press her aside to be caught in the vegetation of the shallow water. She was murdered on the bank and then taken out to her grave in a boat. And there had to be a man who knew how to handle a boat in the tricky current.
Who is there?
It is I, the prefect. I have someone who thinks he may know her.
Come in, monsieur.
Ahead of me, please. With your permission, Doctor, Monsieur Dupin, Monsieur Beauvais, monsieur.
How do you do?
Monsieur Beauvais has been searching since Monday for news of a Marie Roget.
Mademoiselle Roger is an employee of Monsieur Bouvet. Correct, monsieur?
Correct. I am a parfumeur. I called on her mother, Madame Roger, Monday when Mary did not appear at my shop. Madame informed me that Mary had left Sunday morning to visit her aunt at Rue des Drômes. She has not yet returned.
I see. And what else?
I cannot say, monsieur. So far, I have ascertained that she never arrived at Rue des Drômes. And indeed, no one has seen her since Sunday.
Can you describe Marie Roger?
But of course. Dark hair, almost black. Dark eyes, tall, young, vibrant. A woman, monsieur, of great promise. Jacques Saint-Eustache, the last to see her, mentioned to me that mademoiselle wore a frock of fine muslin, deep blue. I knew it well. A bonnet to match goes with it.
Who is Jacques Saint-Eustache, Bobby?
Monsieur Saint-Eustache is the accepted tutor of Marie Roger. He lodges and takes meals at the pension kept by Madame Roger. He was to have gone for his betrothed at dusk Sunday and to have escorted her home. In the afternoon, it rained heavily, and supposing that she would remain at her aunt's, he did not think it necessary to keep his promise. She has stayed there under similar circumstances.
And where is Jacques Saint-Eustache at this moment?
Searching, and anxious as I am for Marie Roger.
It is 3 days since Sunday. 4 days, really, but 3 that Marie Roger has been considered missing. Your search is tardy.
I know, monsieur.
Well?
I am at your mercy. She has disappeared twice. The first time she disappeared was about 3 years ago. Her mother, her friends were unable to account for her disappearance. I was distracted with anxiety and terror.
Did you notify the police?
In that case, immediately, monsieur. But suddenly, Mary reappeared one fine morning after being absent a week. She was in good health and, well, with somewhat a saddened air. She explained she had spent the missing week with a relative in the country. Madame Roger, who was, and still is, infirm, recalled this to be a fact. And the matter was forgotten until now.
So you did not call the police this second time she disappeared?
What has happened once can happen again.
What did happen that week she was away?
I do not know. I do not honestly know.
But you doubt the story of visiting a relative?
I will not say.
Show him what we have, Doctor.
I'm getting very sleepy. I'm very tired, and I'm falling asleep while looking at this. I am really sorry, guys. You guys...
Do you know this woman, monsieur?
Who are my favorite artists?
It is Marie Roger.
Oh, that's a good question. Right now.
Why does Bouvet cry, Dupin?
Oh, my favorite artists are Simon Red, Jack.
He is suspect, Dupin, but I will have a word with
That
him.
art Jack is really good. I like his work. And
to his promise to another.
Frankie Pixel Show, he does a lot of great pixel art. No, it's fine. I figured it out. It's all good. Those are some of my top artists right there.
Yes, monsieur?
I am Dupin, Madame Roger. May I come in?
Oh, what's that? Oh, you're right.
No, please sit, madame. I understand you are not well.
What the fuck happened?
I have been invalid 10 years now.
I will not consume a great deal of time. May I ask, did your daughter often visit relatives in other distant parts of the city?
Often.
And stay overnight?
Often.
With your approval, madame?
She was and has been free of me since her 16th year.
That is a very frank answer, madame.
I can tell you nothing of what has happened to her. She leaves me on a morning with no enemies I know of.
And do you know of her friends?
I understand the intention of your
I'm getting
remark.
very tired. I'm falling asleep while looking at this. I would have streamed longer, but I literally was waiting for my internet to come back. I should have taken a nap,
But he is no longer here. He left once he was informed of Marie's death.
I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow. So I've got 2 days off coming up after tomorrow, and I will use them wisely by drawing.
I see.
So I will see you guys. Oh my God! It's Massive. Oh my dear God!
I knew something.
It's that mass.
I knew she would not come back to her mama again.
Also,
you knew she would not be back, madame? Did she take clothes, bid a longer goodbye? How did you know?
Omega
I knew. I knew, monsieur.
Yeah.
Death
There
was
you
very
go.
close to
I
her
hope you have a
that day.
lovely time drawing and
If you knew this,
relaxing.
madame, why
Okay.
did you allow her
May you
to
have an
venture out?
incredible rest, my friend.
Stop her? No, no. If it is not met, death will arrange a meeting.
I'll try.
If the meeting had
You
been
got.
here,
Hope you
death
enjoy
might
yourself,
have
and thank you for the
visited me
shout out.
too.
No problem.
And I am yet
And it's good to see you,
afraid
Masaladov.
to
I
die.
hope you're doing well. You know you're amazing. Oh. Alright, gang. You know I don't want to do this. But I'm really fucking tired. And
Autolite is bringing you Mr. Cornell
yes, well,
Wilde in Edgar
dearie.
Allan Poe's
Oh,
The Mystery of Marie
sweet dreams,
Roget.
friend.
Tonight's
Sweet dreams.
presentation
Oh,
in
you
radio's
guys are so
outstanding
sweet.
theater of thrills,
You guys are too
suspense.
sweet. You get 2 sweet points. Those sweet points right here. You get all the sweet points.
I got him, Harlow. An Indian?
An
Autolite stay full. The battery that says right on the case.
It's a lot of streams, a lot of games.
You mean buy Autolite
He
stay
got
full
rid.
batteries and you buy
He
Ginger
does a
and
lot
Pep
of
for a fast,
games.
dependable start every
A
time.
lot of.
Fiberglass retaining
He's been
mats
doing
around
some
each
first-person
positive plate to
shooters.
reduce
He's
shedding
just
and
been
flaking.
mostly
And give the
trying to
Autolite
get his
stay full
stream
longer
ready
life.
for
That
a
proves
big
like the life
stream
cycle
coming
of
back.
sounds like you couldn't buy a better battery with a pocket full of nuggets.
He's
So,
really
friend,
good at
be your
them.
expert Autolite battery dealer
He's
for an
he's a
Autolite
powerhouse
stay full.
of his
The
team.
battery that needs
As far
water
as the
only
last
3
time I
times a
saw him.
year in normal car use. To quickly
Yeah,
locate your
he's
nearest
gotta
Autolite
activate
battery
his
dealer who
valves.
services all makes of batteries, phone Western Union by number and ask for operator 25.
That's right. I'll gladly tell you the location of your nearest Autolite battery dealer.
And
But
remember,
Masalata
from bumper
will.
to tail light, you're always right.
Yeah.
With Autolite.
And now,
Masalata
Autolite brings back to
will
our
have his
Hollywood
VODs
soundstage
up, don't
Mr.
you
Cornell
worry.
Wilde
He,
in Elliot Lewis's
Masalata's
production
too
of Edgar
cool,
Allan
that's
Poe's
for sure.
The Mystery of Marie Roget. A tale well calculated to
Yeah.
keep you in suspense.
We can only hope. We can only. I can't wait to see it either. Masalata is amazing, and we love him.
Recall the event we
He's
have been
too
attending in
cool.
Paris. I invite you now to keep in mind the solemn fact that Marie Roget died
Oh, yeah.
violently.
Because it's
That her
true.
mother,
Everybody
Tante
loves you,
Sasha,
Masalata.
is
You're
missing.
the best.
Where she died, who administered her death, for what reason, remain to be known.
Okay,
At this
guys.
point, another
I'm not
event,
trying to be
if you
mean,
will, which
but
was
I
arranged
am.
by that
I am
zealous
literally
and righteous
falling
man,
asleep while
the prefect
staring
of
at my
police.
picture. So
Thank you for
I
coming,
love
dear
you
friend.
guys. I really
You have
mean it.
located the
So
lover, Santos
I will
Santos
see
Tash.
you cats
He's an
later, and
important, I
you're the
assure
best.
you.
Don't even
Somewhere
lie. You're
right
the best,
now he drinks
Masalata.
and tries to forget.
I
But what I
will
have here
have
is
some
important,
sweet
most
dreams as
important.
well, or have an amazing
Madame
day,
Dulac, if you
guys.
please.
I will see you next time.
Good evening.
It is Madame Dulac. She has
Goodbye.
something of interest to tell you.